Hey, listen up. We got another episode of Wise Kracks, featuring the crack man himself, Bill Krackomberger, and our co-host, Jon Orlando, straight from Las Vegas. Wise Kracks is your ticket inside the world of sports betting, with tips, picks, special guests, and more. Only on WSN.com.
That's right, people. We're back. It's another week, which means another week of Wise Kracks. I am Jon Orlando. I've got Bill Krackomberger here, and I feel like we're both a little fired up, a little extra today, Bill.
I am fired up today.
I see it.
Yeah. No, I am. Off air, right before we were on air here, I'm firing like $3,000 and $4,000 a game in the background because last second, I just got some info on some games, so I'm trying to bet my games here, and I'm like, hold on, guys, wait, we can't film yet. And you hear me doing that, and now we have a giant guest on today for a big fight this weekend. So we're pumped about that and look forward to having some fun here.
We do, and I won't tease the people anymore. The big guest that he speaks of is world-class boxer BJ Flores, who is training YouTuber Jake Paul, who's going to be fighting Ben Askren this weekend on Triller.com. If you go to Triller.com, you can buy the fight. Definitely worth it for the entertainment value. I'll be rocking dual screens, UFC on one screen, and I'll be watching the Jake Paul Ben Askren fight as well. There's another notable fight on that card. Lamar Odom. Remember Lamar Odom? Basketball
of course.
player? He's fighting Aaron. Nuts. His brother's he's a singer. I just went blank on it. Yeah, okay. I'll think of it.
So it's kind of like
Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter. Oh, Lamar Odom is fighting Aaron Carter. So Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter is probably 5'9". I don't know, how tall is Aaron Carter. Lamar Odom 6'7", 6'8".
It's like I don't even know. Celebrity boxing going on here.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So anyway, we've got a big guest in BJ Flores. But before we get to all that, there's a lot going on. I don't know if you heard the announcement here in Vegas yesterday, Crack, but on May 1st, we are going back to no more social distancing. And on June 1st, we're back to 100% capacity hotels, bars, restaurants, live shows. UFC just announced that the Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier trilogy will take place on July 11th, I believe, or July 10th, right here in Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. So we're back.
So
Crack.
We're back. So what's that mean, though? No social distancing. Is that what the word you just said?
Yeah, it's crazy. That's some of the. It just, I hate that there's no consistency. Like, it doesn't make sense. So we still have to wear masks, but on May 1st, there's no more, meaning you don't need to be. They're not saying you need to be 6 feet away from people anymore when you're in line at the grocery store or wherever. And then on June,
it's over.
Yeah,
it's all over. I didn't know
over. We still have.
That's it. The COVID's over. Great.
Yeah, still have the masks, but I heard on the inside, I don't know how true it is.
At least in Vegas, 100%.
At least in Vegas, yeah.
What's on the inside? Sorry to interrupt you.
I heard that maybe masks might be gone by July 4th weekend. I don't know if that's true. My fingers are crossed because
that is amazing if that happens. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now let me ask you, Bill.
I wear a little thin mask now. I was sick and tired of masks. I found this mask in Costco, which is rich. It's like wearing skin. It's unbelievable. And I wear that now. I know it's not protecting me from anything, though.
That's the mask I have too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes. That was a lifesaver, that call, because it really is the best mask. Shout out to Costco. I don't know who makes that mask. Incredible. And then it was a big week. Crack, I can tell you, last week I'm sick to my stomach about the Masters. Because of you and Casey Kerr, you've gotten me into golf, which I can't even believe that this comes out of my mouth, that I am now into golf. And I don't know if you realize this. You mentioned the future winner of the Masters on last week's show. Maybe the producers can even roll the clip.
I kind of didn't realize that, because my buddy was on that. The guy that introduced Casey and I together was on that. And here's his ticket. I mean,
That's
I mean,
believable.
It was the most.
Crack, am I reading that correctly? Crack, that is risk $1,769 to return $99,948.
Yeah, that's the most. This place has the most you can win there is $100,000. But they actually took the bet. Some of these places are really taking bets, man. So he bet that on his app, and he sent me that screenshot. I mentioned it on air. I don't know. Did Casey say that? I don't remember. Did Casey say, okay, that was a good value or anything? Or
that I don't even remember to be actually. Yeah. I want to say, I tell you what he said, if I remember correctly. He liked it, but he didn't. He felt it was too much pressure for Matsuyama.
You're right. That's what he said.
The pressure, there's the pressure you have just by being a golfer at the Masters. And then there's the pressure that if you, by being Asian, the country puts on you, it's too much. He thought it was too much pressure. And
meanwhile, the guy's going to be a billionaire now. Literally, he will be a billionaire, they're saying now. He was worth $25 million before the tournament, but he gets a $2 million and change prize. But now he'll be a billionaire and the talk of Japan. So good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Congratulations there. Yeah, it was to see that bet and to see that he won $100,000. Wow, that's pretty good, right? I mean,
let me ask you this: when you win a bet like that, $100,000, what do you tip? Do you tip the?
Sure, you should tip the tellers.
What should you tip on something like that? Is there a?
It's customary to tip 1% to 2%. Okay, but on an app, a lot of guys don't tip on apps because here's what will happen: that money will just go into your balance, and if you don't touch it immediately or anything, who's going to know what you won on? Who's going to know if you're not a big bettor? Talking about teller wise. Now, me, I like to take care of people. I'm just the way I am. I'm that regular guy too. So I like to take care of regular people. There are certain tellers though that I despise. They don't like themselves. They don't like anybody. I will not tip them. So they pool tokes. It's called tips. They pool them together at most of the places. I'll find that out. If they pool the tips, I'll make sure to tip the tellers I want to privately, whether it be with Walmart gift cards, which is a great idea. They can't split them. Yeah, Walmart gift cards or even a little envelope outside in the parking lot, to be honest.
I love that. I like that you're wired that way, Crack. I like that. Yeah. Want to talk a little baseball real quick? My Dodgers are on fire. I don't know if you remember, I made a big, bold prediction on opening day, which was that the Dodgers, when you laughed at me, Crack, you laughed at me, that I said the Dodgers are going to win 120 games. I'm laughing at me.
What are the Dodgers now? Hold on, I got to check their record.
I believe they're 9-2. We are 9-2.
So they're 9-2, which is so 9-2. Yeah. So you're on your way to winning 120 games at least.
Yes.
So, but I don't think they'll win 120 games though. Sorry, John.
No.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I'm doing that you laugh at, you frown upon, is I'm betting them every single day minus 1.5.
I just found this out today. So what John is saying, he's betting him every single day. Doesn't care about the odds. He's betting him every single game minus a run and a half. Yeah. Now, it's very hard to win minus a run and a half in general, but especially at home when obviously the dominant team, the Dodgers, don't get those extra 3 at-bats in the bottom of the ninth. So, you can easily win 5-4, or you can, which primarily really a lot of games fall 1 run, 4-3, 5-4, 6-5, whatever it might be. So,
but my Dodgers have an explosive offense.
Staff, and they have a good pitching staff, so you'll have 2-1 games too, or 3-2. So there's all the scenarios there. No, they do. Listen, they are the best team in baseball. The Yankees have proven that they're not even there so far this season. So I don't know how their season wins was so high. But hey, listen, I'm rooting for you. And there are certain situations where the 1.5 is probably the right play, rather than laying the big juice. Like last night, they were minus 350 or 360, which I'm never laying on a baseball game. I'm just not doing it. Matter of fact, my biggest score in a baseball game came on an underdog when someone was favorite almost 5-1. Wow. And I took back like 350 or 360. And I actually wound up meeting Randy Johnson, having a 15-minute conversation with him.
Really?
And So I actually told Randy, one of the biggest scores I ever made was betting against him. And he already knew. Someone else had told him already how big of a favorite he was in that game, and that he lost that game. So
did he have a bad game, or did he do well and then the bullpen? Do you remember?
No, I think he actually he didn't have a good game and the bullpen, a combination of both. But let me tell you something. I hated him. I was a baseball fan back then. I was a baseball fan. I was a Yankee fan. I was I had some allegiances to the New York teams. So we hate Randy Johnson because he was such a destructive pitcher. He was so good, and he was just so scary,
so scary,
long and lanky. After his pitch, it was in your face. I mean, he was known for. Remember, he threw that 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and the bird perfectly flew. A bird
exploded.
It can never happen again. You could try to do that for the next 20 years, and it'll never happen. And he just threw a ball, and a bird flew by, and it hit perfectly, and the bird just exploded. Feathers everywhere, right in the middle of a live game. So, of course, that's what people want to talk to him about the most. But he was such a nice man, really good guy. I mean, he's a great guy. I was so glad he gave me at least 10 minutes, maybe more. So
that's amazing. That's a great story.
Oh yeah,
another great crack story. Just out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
We might be able to get him on the show. Actually, you know what? I'm going to work on that. I forgot. I forgot I had the contact with him. Yeah, so we can try to get him on.
He was one of my favorite pitchers to watch. I was a pretty big Mariners fan because I loved Ken Griffey Jr. back in the day. And I loved A-Rod in the beginning of his career. The Mariners had that rocking team.
Sure.
What was it, 1990 maybe? An incredible team that just came up short. Maybe 94. I don't remember what year it was. But they were so good. Edgar Martinez, they were stacked, that team.
What a team that was, right? Yeah. Edgar Martinez, A-Rod. You said Ken Griffey Jr. God, I forgot.
Jay Buhner.
Jay Buhner, if you're a Seinfeld fan. How do you trade Jay Buhner? But I forgot how stacked that team was. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Seattle was good.
Yeah, they were so good. So good. Yeah.
Cool. What else we got on top here?
So I touched on it a little earlier. Conor McGregor, the trilogy against Dustin Poirier is going to take place right here in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena on July 10th. My question to you is, if I can get tickets, will you be coming with me?
No. Yeah, maybe.
He's not into it. Can't get this guy to embrace the UFC. I'm going to wear you down. Look, I'm lukewarm to golf now. I'm going to sway you over into the UFC as an exchange. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Maybe. I don't know. All right. Here's the other thing I'd like to tell you, Crack. You're, I know, aware of this, that you don't need to because it's yours. You don't need to download the Crack Wins app, but everybody else listening and watching sure does, because you have been on fire. A little bird. So I learned something today in the meeting that we do.
Prep.
Yes, the pre-prep. You had a great week last week. You had a great week. That's not headline news to me. That is commonplace for the Crack Wins users. What I didn't know was that there is FCS football. I didn't know about Division II football is playing right now in the spring ball because of COVID and stuff. And you were 5-0. Do I have this correct?
Yes, 5-0. John, I don't brag on myself enough, being the humble person that I am. But I do talk about losers. Like the last 2 weeks, I said, wow, even though we hit over 60% for the season, even after March Madness, we had a tough March Madness. I lost like 5-6 units. I was just upset about it and complaining along many. I do about 5-6 shows a week. And I was complaining on every show how bad I did. Well, this week I made a promise to myself that I would actually tell everyone what a sick week I had. 5-0 in football. It's crazy. We're beating up baseball. NBA totals have been on fire. Another winner last night. We're just we're really on fire. Crack Wins. So the golf, we had another winning week in golf. God, it's been really good. I'm really, really happy. I'm in a good way with this stuff. So and I look forward to continuing the dominance amongst all these across all these platforms and of course all these sports.
Yeah, so if you guys listening and watching want to be a part of that dominance, download the Crack Wins app. It's on Apple, it's on Google Play, and of course you can just go to crackwins.com and get all of the info there as well. And then after you do that, head on over to WSN.com. I headed over to WSN.com right before the show, and I was pleasantly surprised to see our faces on the homepage, Crack.
Yeah, I have it up right now. Actually, it's right in front of me. And yes,
it's a good picture of us.
We should be on the homepage, though. Let me tell you. How come we not? Look at the guests that we've had. First of all, let's look at this week's guest. Here you have a guy that's going to a major press conference right now, right before, and he's got tons of requests all week long because this is a big media thing for now. Even myself, I just didn't really know. I really didn't know Jake Paul as being that big of a media celebrity. I don't have the time to follow some media guys, and he's got like 20-some million followers on YouTube and
killing it.
And so I kind of didn't know how big he was until I started talking about it and mentioned it. And I'm really happy that I got to BJ and got him on because I am friends with BJ. So, and he came right on, no problem. So, we got big guests. Look at the array of guests that we've had on. Daniel Negreanu, Phil Hellmuth. You've got us on some of the greatest baseball, football greats. I can't. I could just go on to then we have all the sports book guys, the guys that are in the industry. It's a great mix. It's a mix that I don't know anyone that does podcasts, anyone that can have that type of mix that can go from the sports book guys that are in the end or gambling people that are in the industry and then have giant media stars or giant, professional athletes, whether they're retired or currently playing. And your guy that was on Houston for 4 years, I see he signed with Arizona.
Yes,
he signed with Arizona. We had Josh Reddick on the show, and I'm happy to see he signed with Arizona.
He's so happy. He's so happy. I was texting him yesterday.
I'm happy to see WSN.com has us on the front cover there. And there's some, like I always say, there's great articles on the bonuses, on just everything. There's a lot of stuff on Major League Baseball betting. I like to click on all news when I'm there. This way you can find everything. I'm real big on the gambling news. We've had some new states come aboard this week that were voted in. Arizona, Maryland. This is giant for the industry. Arizona is a giant sports betting area. They fly into Vegas all the time. It's an hour flight, a 4-hour drive to Phoenix and Scottsdale. So this is real. This is going to be really big. Down in Tucson, where you and I went, John, they're going to have sports betting in-house there. They're going to have their own sports book, I'm hearing, too. So I'm really happy to hear that they're not going to choose one of the giant sports books. They're going to have book in house. So that's real big. It gives me another place to play when I'm down there and stuff. Check out WSN. Make sure you go there for all the latest bonuses and the different things they have going on there. There's a great article on the Heritage Golf Tournament, and cool, good stuff.
Crack, let me ask you this. You just mentioned, with Arizona and stuff. It's great for sports betting. I'm curious as to what your take is in terms of impact on Vegas. Is it bad for Vegas? Is it better for Vegas? Or is Vegas its own animal and it really doesn't matter? What are your thoughts?
When sports betting first came to Jersey, I thought it might be bad for Las Vegas. It really hasn't been, even though New Jersey has surpassed in volume Las Vegas for sports betting because of the population here and because of the people that are in New Jersey. And you're getting people from New York that's not legal in New York yet on apps anyway. So you're getting them coming across on ferries, across the bridges and tunnels just to go over to the Meadowlands and bet. The volume from even Philadelphia, they just had some new casinos open there and there's sports betting there, but you still get guys coming down there. Plus they have the Jersey Shore. People come to Jersey for the Jersey Shore, whether it be, Seaside, Asbury Park, down in Atlantic City or Ocean City, Cape May. I can go on Wildwood. I can give you all the areas in Jersey on the Jersey Shore that people go. Those areas now are part of, you could bet sports right on your app. So, and you can finance them right in Atlantic City. Most of them anyway. And so it's big. It's big for these other areas that are coming aboard here, and it shouldn't hurt Las Vegas because it creates new gamblers that never bet sports before, that only have played table games and stuff. So it actually creates more gamblers, I think, more sports bettors, that when they come to Vegas, they'll actually bet sports where they didn't bet it before because they learned it in their home state.
I totally agree with you. And, Vegas is Vegas. It's a different experience. It's not, I don't think it takes away. It's not like people that are wanting to bet on games, they're only going to, if they can't do it in their city, they just hop on a plane and come here just to bet on a game. That's not really the behavior of it. Sure, there might be a couple of, complete degenerates that do that over the years. But I mean, I think they just find a local book, right? A bookie, whatever, a guy to bet with if they need to get action down, right? If you're that into getting the action down, you get it down, right?
Yeah, sure. I remember when the New York Post, when gaming was legalized, and the New York Post put the front cover was, "Will this be the end of the mob, mafia?" Thinking that because it's legalized sports betting now coming to New Jersey and now New York. What that does is it actually maybe create more action for them because in the end, you can bet on credit with a bookmaker where you can't bet on credit with a sports book that's legal and licensed in one of these jurisdictions. So then what happens? They run out of money. It may create problems for them actually because they can't pay. They run out of money and they want to bet on a game and they don't get paid till Friday or Saturday. I don't recommend this. This is not the mentality of myself ever, but I'm not saying it wasn't when I was a kid. I used to overbet and, it's crazy like that. So that's the East Coast mentality. So, but, everyone can go to, going back to what I was saying though, it creates more action for the offshore bookmaker or the illegal bookmaker also. In the end, I think they're going to be just fine.
Yeah, agreed. All right, well, Crack, it's that time. We sat down with the man of the hour, the man of this weekend, I should say, BJ Flores. We sat down with him a little earlier this morning, and let's play this for the people. All right, Crack, this is about as hyped up as I've been for a guest since doing this show with you. We have got a man that is a very accomplished boxer, 34-4, I believe, was his pro record with 21 KOs. He's a savage in the ring, but he's notably making headlines now for training YouTube sensation Jake Paul. He's got a big fight with Ben Askren, as I know. I speak of BJ Flores is joining us today on Wise Kracks.
Yeah, thanks for being on.
What's up, fellas? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. We're just cool. 3 days away from the fight, so looking forward to getting to Saturday and handling our business.
BJ, we really appreciate you coming on, man.
Of course,
making time for us.
Well, I only came on because I'm a big fan of Bill. So the guy's a very sharp guy, a very smart guy, and got a chance to meet him in Vegas a couple years ago. And when he asked me to do it, I said, no problem. I made time for it.
My man.
That is awesome.
That's great.
BJ, I got a question. Well, I got tons of questions for you, but I'm curious. I know that a boxer that's going to train another boxer, you guys are very particular on who you would actually train and associate with in terms of other boxers. How on earth was Jake Paul able to convince you, hey, I'm taking this seriously and I want you to train me?
I came down to Big Bear 2 years ago as a sparring partner with Jake. About a year and a half ago during Christmas. So it's 2019 of December. And we started working together. I went to Big Bear and to Shane Mosley's mansion out there. And Shane was actually on a family vacation for about 10 days. And I just started, sparring with Jake and working with Jake. And we vibed real good. And I was like, this kid's got some potential. He's tough. He's very green, but he's very tough. And we started working together. Obviously, Shane was the head trainer. And I was kind of an assistant, just doing the mitt work and all the pad work and all the film study for Jake. And we started working together that way. And, one thing led to another. Very cool. Very cool. And you guys have been training now. Did you train him for his previous fight
Yes.
or just some? Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome, man. Awesome. People are taking him very serious now. I know people I've spoken to now have taken him very, very serious. And my buddy Teddy Atlas is interviewing the man he's fighting, Askren. And I don't know if I should even be saying this ahead of time. Oh, God, I hope I didn't get myself in a pickle here. Teddy last night told me, he says, Jake's going to win this fight. Boy, I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that.
Really?
Yeah, Teddy told me last night, John. Teddy's like, just to let you know, Jake's winning this fight. I'm like, oh, my God, he's interviewing Askren, but yet he's telling me this. Teddy's not a very good liar. Teddy keeps it real. That's one thing I've always respected about Teddy. He's a sharp guy. He did ESPN when I worked with ESPN I was the in-studio host with Brian Kenny, and Teddy was live with Joe Tessitore for all those years. So I love Teddy. He's very honest, and it's you whatever he sees, he's going to tell you. That's one thing about Teddy. There's no sugarcoating.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you guys, if you ever want me to hook him up with you for anything at all, just let me know. It's no problem.
Okay.
I'm sure you might even have his contact info, but he'll be happy to talk to you about anything.
Oh yeah.
Hey, BJ, I'm wondering, is this the fight, do you think, that's finally going to get Jake some respect from the naysayers? I mean, obviously he fought a basketball player. He fought, I think, a rapper. While Ben is not a boxer, right. He's certainly a highly decorated wrestler and had a very successful MMA career and has been in there with some killers himself. Is this getting past Ben Askren? Do you think, is that going to give Jake the set of stripes that he's looking to earn?
100%. And, a lot of like common people don't disassociate the difference between boxing and MMA. They just think, Ben's a tough guy, period. He really is. And he's proven he's proven himself. He's earned his stripes. He was a champion in multiple organizations. Even though it wasn't for boxing, he's a very tough guy. And people just are under this false pretense that Jake can't compete in a boxing ring with somebody who's tough in another sport. And I feel like, with Ben, he brings a lot of credibility. He was an Olympian. There's a lot of people saying, look, Jake bit off a little more than he can chew in this fight. And when he goes out there on Saturday night and he completely dominates Ben, people are going to be like, wow, this kid, he might be a little better than I thought.
Well, that's great. Now you have just opened up my question here. You know me, I'm a sports bettor. I'm always looking for edges.
Yeah.
Listen, when this line first opened, it opened up Jake minus 200 to 240, something like that, depending on where you were going to go.
Right.
So he opened up big time. But then, unbelievably, the fight went down. I actually seen it at a pick'em there for a hair, minus 120. Even 48 hours ago, I had a place. I'm in Jersey now. I have a place in Jersey that one of the sportsbooks here had minus 124 on him. Something has happened in the last 48 hours. He is now minus 175, 190. I even see minus 200 today. So you know what it is too? All the insiders I know, the guys that are the sharp guys, the wise guys of sports betting, they all like Jake. And the money's coming in on him now. It's not the public money. I thought the public money would come in on the weekend because of Jake's shot. No, the sharp guys are coming in on Jake. So, obviously we want to know, is this going to be a first round knockout, hopefully, or what's up?
I don't think it's going to be a first round knockout, but I guarantee it'll be a knockout. I think it's going to be a knockout, and I think it's going to be within the first 4 rounds. But we're prepared for 8 rounds. We don't care what round it comes. Honestly, I just tell Jake the only thing we're thinking about is round by round. We're only thinking about the first round, and then once we get through the first round, we're only thinking about the second round. So we can't worry about that. We just got to go out there and do our job. We do our job in the first round. The fight could end in the first round. If not, then we're ready for 100% on the second round, and could end in the second round. So, in my opinion, I don't think Ben's got enough to keep Jake off of him. People are under this false pretense that Ben's going to rough Jake up in there, and it's not going to happen. He's not going to be able to. He doesn't have the defensive tools that he's going to need to be able to rough Jake up in there. So it's going to be a rough night for Ben. And to be honest with you, he's bitten off a little more than he can chew. It's very tough. It's very difficult to teach them at 36 years of age how to compete with someone who's been boxing 3 years. Not just boxing 3 years, like doing cardio classes. I mean, I've been taking him all over the country, sparring him with the best pros in the entire world. Miami, California, Las Vegas. Jake's been put in rough for the last 3 years. He's had it very, very rough, and he's earned his stripes. And Saturday night, that's going to show. Wow, people don't know that. That's interesting. So you've had him all over the country, sparring with some of the greatest guys you could find. That's very interesting. That's really good. Good to know.
BJ,
we haven't been taking it easy on him. So he's been working. He's been in there. He's taken his lumps. And as the last 6-9 months, he's really hit the ground running and really improved. I mean, people didn't get to see how sharp he was for the Nate Robinson fight because it ended so quick. But I mean, he was pretty sharp then too. People just get a chance to see this fight. If Ben makes it to the 3rd or 4th round, people are going to walk away very impressed in this fight.
BJ, to your point, I'm friends with Rashad Holloway. I don't know if you know Rashad. So I have a friend who's an influencer who reached out to him, asked me to connect him because he wanted Rashad to train him and maybe start getting into the influencer boxing kind of business. And Rashad's words to him was, I need to know that you're as serious as Jake Paul is, because Jake Paul has been putting in the work and he takes it very seriously. So I just wanted to back up your what you just said. That's absolutely a true statement, that this kid's taking it seriously.
It is. And, like I said, I've been with him for 18 months now. And he just every day he impresses me with his work ethic, with his professionalism. He's got a perfect team put together, camp chef, trainers, massage therapists, everybody to kind of fill their role and come together. And we have a very strong team. And he's got everything in place, and he's got me on top of all that to make sure that he's doing what he needs to do to be ready when he steps in the ring on Saturday night. And I guarantee nothing will ever get in the way of me doing my job. So he's very sharp. And, to be honest with you, Ben has bitten off a lot more than he can chew. It's going to be very obvious when the first bell rings.
Oh, I'm excited when I hear that. That's like from the sports bettor in me. I was like, wow, I'm going to probably overbet.
Now, Crack, you won't normally touch something if it's minus 200, but it sounds like you're going to make a big bet here.
But no, all right. Now, John, you put me on the spot there. But right away, I picked up something there. So BJ said he's going to win by KO. So I am going to be betting. I'll probably bet like 10, 15, 20 grand on that, like by knockout or something like that. So
that's about where I'm at. Honestly. So.
Oh, cool.
Now, Dana White was very public in saying he's going to bet $1 million on Ben Askren. Do we have any thoughts on that?
Yeah. Tell him to show his bet slip. I want to see the ticket. I guarantee he won't do it.
Wow. That's interesting. So that's very interesting. BJ brings up a good point. There's talk, and, not that we have nothing against Dana, but I'd probably like to see the bet ticket, or
let's see it. Yeah. Let's see where you put that in at, Bill. I don't believe that.
Oh yeah,
put it in. I'll show mine.
I don't know if anyone will take that, but they might. You know what?
Yeah.
They might. There are some sports books out there that may take that size bet. There's going to be a lot of volume on this fight on the weekend, I think. So maybe you're right. You're right. Good,
BJ, is the only possible path to victory for Ben to try to get inside somehow, tie up Jake, tire him out? Nope, you're shaking your head. Not going to happen.
I mean, he could try. I mean, to be honest with you, Jake punches way faster than Ben. Jake's smarter than Ben. Jake's been in the ring, the boxing ring. We're talking, guys, we're not talking he's done a couple sparring sessions. I'm talking hundreds of rounds for the last 18 months. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rounds with good guys, 4 rounds, 6 rounds, 8 rounds, 4 rounds, 6 rounds, 6 rounds, 6 rounds, 4 rounds, 6 rounds. I mean, Ben hasn't had one session like Jake's had 100. He's over-prepared for this fight. He really is. And it's really, I don't know what Ben's thinking, honestly, like thinking he can just walk into another sport. It's pretty naive to think you can just walk into another professional sport. Oh, but Jake's not a professional. He's going to find out Saturday the hard way. I guarantee that. It's going to be a rough night for Ben. So, that's all I'm going to say about it.
Cool. Yeah. Well, John, go ahead. Fire another question or two for my man here.
BJ, I've heard I'm a Conor McGregor diehard. Okay. Nice. I've heard Jake call him out. Tell me, did you really believe that Jake could have a chance against Conor in a boxing ring? Uh-oh, you're laughing at me. He's laughing at me.
I feel like so many things get left out of this part of the conversation. Like, let's look at Conor McGregor. What did he start at when he first started fighting? Around 135 pounds, then 150, then 155, then 170. And, as he's kind of gone up, he hasn't really been the same, devastating puncher. And, he's a good striker, but for MMA standards, he's a very good striker, but he also kicks very well. When he fought Floyd Mayweather, who, is arguably the greatest fighter of all time, I mean, I hate to say it, but Floyd didn't really press him the entire fight. He kind of let Conor work in the beginning and kind of made it interesting. And, he made a show out of it. Floyd's learned how to be a showman in his older age. And he kind of, to be honest with you, I don't want to say he carried Conor, but he wasn't coming forward like he normally does in the beginning. He was letting Conor work. And, Floyd's 155 pounds. Even though he's the greatest of all time, he's 155. Jake walks at 205. It's a big difference. And, if and when that fight gets made, it's something we're very, very excited about. What's up, Jake?
Can we give him a shout out? Can we give Jake a shout? Is he in the background there?
Yeah. He's dancing on his way down the stairs right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay,
we got a little press conference we're going to in like the next 5 minutes.
I was gonna give him a blackjack card counting lesson when he comes to Vegas or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him one next time we come to Vegas. A little blackjack card counting lesson. I love it.
Blackjack, seriously, I'll be in the background. I'll just tap you guys, and I'll be happy to put a lot of money up too.
I love it.
Okay, so yeah, BJ, good, before we let you go, your final fight prediction is what?
They want to know my final fight prediction. All right, everyone bring it in. So we're 3 days away, fellas. How many days? 3. How many days? 3. How many days? 3. 1, 2, 3. Win. That's my prediction right there. We're winning.
Awesome, man.
Every day.
Awesome.
Prediction.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Really appreciate.
I can't call the round, but that's how it's gonna go down.
I really appreciate you taking your time out of your day, John and I. Especially last minute, man. Really appreciate it.
No problem, guys.
Crack, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think BJ Flores has turned me into a Jake Paul fan. What is going on here?
Yeah, I didn't know much about this until recently, and BJ was so cool. That was a great when they were, going down the steps there, pumped up together.
3 days. 3 days. Yeah.
3 days. No, they have a giant training camp there too. This is very serious, man.
Yeah.
So
this isn't just like a celebrity boxing match.
I'm gonna bet this too. I didn't say that just to say that. I'm gonna bet this, and I'm actually probably gonna send this out to Crack Wins guys.
Really, like an official pick?
Yeah. I'm gonna bet this. I'm gonna look to bet this. Maybe even take a little flyer by knockout. So
really,
these guys got me. He's got me convinced, but I'm not.
What's the line on the knockout? Do you know?
Minus. I just looked at two sites. One was minus $1.18. One was minus 110. I'm sure I'll even get some better odds than that. So we'll see what happens here. But yeah, so I look forward to. Listen, if you can't get pumped up after watching that, and you're not going to go make a bet after that, then you're not going to gamble at all. But let me just warn you about this, though. I have had so many ex-fighters, people that are in the sport give me picks, and they're experts in their field that have actually it hasn't panned out in the end for a lot of them. So don't go to put your life savings on this, but just
don't
throw
bet the house.
I always say, just throw like a peanut bet or something on it.
Right.
Don't do a Jon Orlando here, okay?
What's a peanut bet for Bill Krackomberger? I'm wondering.
A peanut bet is like I'll bet $100 or $200 on a 100 to 1 shot or something. Maybe on a golfer or something to win 10 grand or something. Just a little peanut bet, Yeah.
I see what you did there just now, Crack. I see what you did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, will you watch the fight? That's what I'm wondering. Will you watch?
I wasn't planning to. Do I have to pay pay-per-view?
You do. You have to go to Triller.com.
Right.
Buy the fight there at Triller.com. But it might be worth the entertainment value. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
These guys send me. I have some friends of mine that send me these sites to watch the fights on, but you have to stream them. They're delayed. You have to get over these.
It's weird.
For $50, I'm a sucker. I'll just buy it.
I just buy it. I don't like streaming it weird. It's all weird.
Yeah, they're free. They're breaking in, I guess, trying to break in.
Yeah,
to watch it for free. But this should be fun though. I look forward to this now. Now that we had BJ on and we got a little snippet of Jake in the background there going down the steps.
Yeah, that was really exciting.
Then he went down the steps and they were all pumped up together. I'm looking forward to it.
And Crack, I know you don't like when I embarrass you, but I saw that BJ was equally as excited to be talking to you.
Oh, that was nice of him. Yeah, he's a friend. I met him through Showtime after I finished filming Action. I actually went on Showtime Boxing talking for a couple episodes, and I got to meet him there. And it was a Showtime Boxing After Dark, and he's been a friend ever since. He likes to bet a little bit too, so I like that. He's my man.
He was a legit boxer too, 34 wins, 21 by KO.
Very good.
That's
boxer.
As legit as it gets. So I'm looking forward to seeing this fight on Saturday for sure.
Cool, man.
All right.
Awesome.
So, all right. Well, Crack, unfortunately, our time has expired this week, but the good news is we'll be back next week.
Absolutely. Another good guest. Appreciate it. And thanks everyone for watching and listening, and enjoy this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
All right. We'll see you guys next week on Wise Kracks.